Can you imagine being at in this place and this is what you're subjected to?
Body, body, wanna feel, wanna feel macho man, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, oops, did I misgender some of you in the audience? Oh, never mind. And speaking of misgendering, meet Hunter Schafer, the man who's trapped inside a woman's body, the man whose US passport still has him as male by birth, although he thus protested and tried to get that changed. Has he got it changed? Probably not, because it's an official government ID that dictates what your birth gender was when you were born into this world. But of course, the reason why I'm talking about this, folks, Blade Runner 2099, unfortunately, it's coming out by the end of this year, got its premiere teaser trailer yesterday on Amazon, and I'm going to show you bits and pieces of that just to avoid a copyright claim. So without further ado, folks, let's get into this video today. And honestly, it is quite cringe-inducingly bad. Have a look at that, 22,000 upvotes, and already, and in fact, let's just do a quick refresh because this will be the fun part. Oh God, did we have to see that? Let's have a quick look. All right, it's still 16,000 downvotes, but trust you and me, that will change. So again, as it's been pointed out, if you watch Ridley Scott's 1982 original, all done with practical effects, multiple camera setups to get things looking a certain way, now we've just got modern day computer graphics to bypass all of that. And Ridley Scott is a executive or co-producer on this series. Who the hell wrote that guy in to do this? But as I've always said, Tony Scott was always the better brother when it comes to directing movies, because he really was more economical how he did things. But yeah, we got this opening shot here. Oh God, here we go. But look, so this apparently is what 2099 is going to be. Freaks like this walking around in your neighborhood. Honestly, the biggest acting gig that Hunter Schafer has right now is to convince the whole world that he's actually another gender, which is never going to happen. No one is going to buy that at all. This outfit is absolutely ridiculous. It's trying to be anime influenced cyberpunk, and it just does not work at all. This guy just struggles to act. I've never seen Euphoria, but apparently he plays a man who is a trans woman. It's so utterly ridiculous. And let's play a bit here.
We already fought a war.
Yeah, is that the culture war of 2026, Hunter Schafer? And of course, this dude is in OD knock from Hideo Kojima. That guy's gone down the pan as well. Hideo for the longest time used to be all right, but if you got this freak appearing in your video game, well, I'm just staying well away from it. Buster friendly, I have no idea what that's referring to, but you know, when you compare this to the 1982 original Blade Runner, I mean, it's a chalk and cheese difference, my guy. It really is. It's really funny. We're 25 seconds into this teaser trailer, and it seems to be very focused on the city skyline. We don't see much of the characters at the moment until we get to this portion right here.
Until we have nothing.
And notice the rainbow colored motifs on the jacket. Again, that would probably be more apparent in my opening shot of this video, but nobody cares at this stage. Is Hunter Schafer sporting cornrows here, or just the way his hair is set? A woman whose films I grew up with in the late 80s, early 90s, the Hong Kong action fair that she was known for. And now she's been reduced to an Oscar-winning actress, and deservedly so. Just looks very Ozempic. Looks like they've cleaned her mind inside and out. So they've given her lots of electrode treatment, and now she's turned into this zombie of the West. Michelle, you've let the side down, love. You really have. Lots of rage going on there. And funny enough, the person being beaten up, it's Mr. Schafer, which I find quite hilarious. You know what this is going to be a key for, right? That he's going to get his revenge against the person that beats him up. I mean, you just couldn't go for something like Terminator 2, where Sarah Connor is locked up. She's been built up all this time. quite the funny thing about Sarah Connor's evolution in that sequel, that she's allowed to actually get really muscled up, but in a very feminine way. Still, she keeps her feminine traits, and the people that are looking after her, institutionalizing her, don't realize that she's got to use her strength to actually beat them into oblivion and get out of that facility, which I think is just such a hilarious irony there in that respect. But no, we can't have that. We just have to have somebody who's not their sex pretending to be the next reason why you've got to like them in this god-awful rendition of Blade Runner that nobody asked for. Michelle Yeoh just looking as puzzled as I am as to why the fuck am I actually in this TV show? Probably for the paycheck. I guess that's Hunter again.
The old world forever fights to come back.
This guy here exhibits one or two more emotions than Zendaya, but that's not really saying much, is it? My goodness, this is just I'm glad I do pay for Amazon because I need to get my goods and services shipped to me, but my god, this is just you know what, I would actually say Babylon 5 has way better special effects going for that show than this does. But this is a Jeff Bezos project, isn't it? I wonder if Jennifer Salke is behind this show as well, but good god. I mean, this is telling you this is Blade Runner 2099, but you have no semblance of a plot, what stakes are going on, who's after them, why. I know it's a teaser, but Prime, subscribe, well, too late for that, we've all done that, and subscribing to pay for shit like this. But of course, folks, off the back of that, we've got to Josh Horowitz. Actually, I don't think this is his actual channel, where we've got the panel of the people from Blade Runner 2099, and of course you got the very smug face of Hunter Schafer, like he's the most important thing for pop culture impact these days. The impact he'll be feeling will be when he takes a shit in the toilet. But we're going to take a quick look at this. I mean, if you have to look at his entrance right here. I mean, dude, just go to a burger bar, just feed yourself. You're not convincing anybody that wearing camo shorts and some sort of see-through top is making us convinced that you're a woman, because you're not. It's just a degenerative mental illness. Even the black guy is thinking, what the fuck am I here for? Nobody looks impressed. The cast members are thinking, dude, this guy is effed in the head. Yeah, Josh Horowitz, this guy here on the left, he normally asks great questions, but you know what? Even Josh is thinking, I think Josh puts on the act that he's very happy to interview these guests in something that's very cringe-worthy, like Blade Runner 2099. When he gets home, he says to his wife, my God, I don't know what I did today, honey, but I was held hostage and I just couldn't wait to get out of there. And this feels like every time he's with a cast like this I mean, can you spell out diversity here, folks? I mean, do you have to scream diversity? I mean, it's like the joke of, well, this Cantonese woman, this strange white guy who thinks he's a woman, and this black dude and the white dude at the end, they're all congregated in the bar. Because again, San Diego, folks, the perfect melting pot for this kind of trash. And let's just see what's being said here. This is an utter travesty against the IP that is Blade Runner, and to Philip K. Dick as well.
For Roy Batty, even Leon. I don't know if that's what everyone else was feeling, but that's rooting for all the replicants. For Rachel, for Roy Batty, even Leon. I don't
Hang
know
on
if
a
that's
second, what's this?
The first time you saw it. And for me, what I remember most was rooting for all the replicants.
Right, replicants, yeah, because replicants, obviously, they can be any two genders. And I guess what this woman here is saying is, yeah, remember Roy Batty, and you remember the Sean Young character, because that's what we're doing for this version, except it's got a hidden deeper meaning. It's about transgender. That's what it is. The same way they try to convince us, the Wachowski brothers, that the Matrix from 1999 is a message about trans allegory. No, it's not. That's not the film I saw back then, and it's not the film that I sit down to rewatch now. Thank you very much.
for Rachel, for Roy Batty.
Oh,
even
Rachel, that's her
Leon.
name.
I don't know if that's what everyone else was feeling.
No, it's
but
not.
That's who I empathized with.
Oh, so fucker Deckard, that's played by Harrison Ford. Oh, no, because he's the guy that was out to shoot them. It's just, oh my God, this is just so distasteful beyond belief. And look, you've even got Josh Horowitz having somebody shouting in his earpiece, like, get this over and done with. Let's just go to Hunter Schafer because, again, this is who we came for. Oh, what's Michelle saying here?
No, too late. Okay. Is Hunter okay? She would do the tumbles.
Did I misgender some of you in the audience?
She would do the tumbles, the falls. I'm like, Hunter.
Yeah, I mean, can he tumble and fall and just end up in the hospital for a few months, please?
Where are your pads?
She bought me a baby helmet.
Oh my God, this is so gay. Can you imagine being a effing guest? Oh my God. Can you imagine being a in this place and this is what you're subjected to? Yes, obviously you got the choice of which hall you want to go to in San Diego Comic-Con. This will be one I would avoid like an STD.
Yeah.
All right, we're talking a lot about Blade Runner 2099, but better than talking about it, I think we should show something, guys. You ready for this?
No, we're not actually. What are you going to show?
Comic-Con, let's hear it for the very first glimpse of Blade Runner 20. You've got a date, God.
Right, so that's probably the trailer that we've just seen there.
The work was already done. It was insane. And even down to the little pieces of the sets that nobody sees or
Yeah. Here's my final thoughts, folks. Again, Hollywood has no originality anymore. They go back to a beloved IP like Blade Runner, and yeah, I've got my qualms and quirks about 2049, but at least we got to see Ana de Armas as this beautiful holographic woman who's called JOI. And if you know what JOI actually stands for, I think that was a very subtle or not so subtle messaging in that film, because obviously Ana de Armas is freaking gorgeous. And when you look at her, you're wondering, is she trying to subliminally trying to get me to do something in front of her? Or is she just trying to engage my mental synapses? Well, your guess is as good as mine, folks. But honestly, apart from that, you've got to look at things further afield, like Motor City with Alan Rickson and Shailene Woodley, which is this 70s drama action movie that has very little dialogue, but heavy on sex and violence and maybe the occasional bits of profanity. That's what I want to watch. But unfortunately now, we just get stuck with stuff like this, like Blade Runner. Yes, it's got a fan base out there, but is anybody asking for Blade Runner 2099? Of course not. It's trying to predict a future that it thinks it's going to happen, but still, the culture war prevails, folks, and it will continue to do so until somebody takes over my mantle, maybe in 2099, and then we'll see what happens from that point onwards. But what a letdown. It's such a shame to see someone like Michelle Yeoh fall from grace so far, and this freak show next to her who thinks he's her but isn't. And on that one, ladies and gentlemen, if I were you and if you were me, I will catch you catching me for the return of the next video.
And for me, what I remember most was rooting for all the replicants.
Kung Fu Hot Dog. Don't forget to like and subscribe.